Hello and welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today I'm unboxing one of the most anticipated products in NAD Bluesound's lineup, their Vault 2i. The Bluesound series has been wonderfully received. The Vault was one of those hybrid products enabling people to take their CDs and store them internally. The version 2 was a more compact, faster, more articulate design, a few more features as well, and the I is a vast improvement in the operating system. This is a powerhouse of features and reliability like nothing else. On board, streaming for NAD's Bluesound's BluOS. It's got digital inputs so you can use its DAC. It's got analog outputs, digital outputs to connect to any number of different things. It runs Bluetooth. It's MQA. It has high resolution DACs. It is absolutely perfect to add to any good quality stereo and deliver the very best implementation of CD, WAV and streaming services. Pretty cool. Okay, let's have a look. Bluesound. Vault. It's in a factory sealed box, so with a little bit of plastic and stuff around it. I was delivered a care package in a courier bag of power cords, so it implies that this one may not come with a New Zealand one. Anything that's factory sealed, once you sort of get started and nick a few places, you can tear that factory seal off really easily. We get to see the product. Now, firstly, it's a relatively muted box. It's got the Bluesound logo, Vault 2, a bit of information including high resolution audio, model and serial number, and if you look closely there's a colour delineation. Now, given the fact that this is a dark box, there is a very subtle sort of matte sticker to imply the product inside is black. Again, emulation of high HD audio, and then some basic information. So, Bluesound, Bluetooth, the HD Bluetooth, so aptX, and then the HD standard above that, and MQA. Look, it's also an Apple AirPlay device. Opening it from this point is actually really easy. It's a lovely little wee slide box. Okay. Inside, NAD has made some wonderful packing choices. Everything's made of cardboard and recycled cardboard to ensure that despite it being well protected in transit, we're also kind of looking after what happens tomorrow with some of these packaging things, and they're opting not to have the permanence of polystyrene and closed cell foam. The first thing you see is a quick setup guide. This is, 8 pages of very basic ways of making things work, plug it in, etc. There is the accessory box. Now this is separate, and as you can see, as you can see, it's delineating what's going to be inside. Pausing and having a look for a moment, we see a couple of pretty useless power cords, one for the US and one for Singapore or something similar, but again that's why I was provided them separately. We see a little 3.5mm to Toslink optical adapter. Because of the very small form factor, there's no room for a traditional Toslink or one of the larger square optical ins and outs, so they're utilising a 3.5mm standard. And to give you a little adapter is an excellent little add-on. There is a good quality network cable, desiccant bag, a traditional RCA cable of pretty poor quality, but it'll work. A 3.5mm stereo to 2 RCA, again to add to the ins and outs of the feature set of the unit. And a small cardboard box that's just a little filler. I'll open it just in case. Yeah. So you can see that little additional box is just there as a filler to help stop everything rattling around. Okay. The product itself can be lifted out. And in the bottom of the box we have the Bluesound's comprehensive manual. This is multilingual. And an additional warranty card along with some contact information for all the international support services for NAD. Okay. Now the next layer is a couple of pieces of recycled cardboard, the base with another desiccant bag, and the Volt itself. Now it's held closed by a little wee sticky dot, and it's covered with a small fabric bag. That bag is designed to offer a little bit of protection, but also ensure that it's sort of polished clean with the bag itself. Okay, so looking at the product for the first time, it's a little bit taller than some of the other BlueSound products, and it has in the middle, in this sort of crafted negative detail, the slot load for CDs. It will automatically detect a new CD and rip it into its internal hard drive. The hard drive being 2 terabytes, which is well in excess of 30,000 songs. So it's wonderful to see such capacity. It means should you be downloading HD tracks, so very high resolution, well beyond that of CD, you've got more than enough capacity to take full advantage of those. You've got a BlueSound logo at the top centre, and at the bottom centre you've got a 3.5mm headphone output. It's actually not a bad little addition, as there's a lot of people who use this as part of a much wider hi-fi system, and it's great to see that they've got a headphone socket on such a small device. Looking at the side, you can see it's not very deep, and the back you've got the inputs and outputs. Before we go on to that though, what I'm going to do is show you the top. This, if it's sitting in a user-friendly application, so up high on the top of a rack or cabinet, you can utilise the play, pause, volume up and down and skip buttons directly on the front, on the top. These are touch sensitive and are quite immediate in their operation. It's wonderful to see. Again, a design element as I move that round to catch the light. This is where its cooling operates as well. So they've thought about the design. This is likely to be out on display, so it's wonderful to see that those elements are being well thought out. Okay, at the back, and I guess this is probably where the magic starts to happen. Firstly, starting at the boring side, is the figure 8 power cord. Above it is a little bit of information associated with the service and the USB associated with that. There is a fixed network socket or LAN and 2 USBs. Both of these can be utilised for external USB sticks and relatively small external USB hard drives. It has a 3.5mm input for an IR sensor, a 3.5mm output as a trigger, and an optical analog hybrid socket. So a 3.5mm additional analog input can be used, or using a 3.5mm optical adapter, there is a sensor in the back for the optical in. Beside it is a traditional Toslink optical output. That would be where this would be utilised for a much higher end source, and I can certainly see the use for that. With all of the streaming services on board and the quality of this product, its audio output is renowned and can easily be part of a much higher end and far more expensive system if required. It has a coaxial digital output and a subwoofer output. Then, after this side is a traditional analog output. The DACs on board are running 24-bit, something along those lines, but it will happily render files much higher than that. Okay. Pausing and looking at the bottom, we've got a few vents and other things associated with keeping the unit cool, an emulation of the model and serial number in a scan, and a bit of basic information. So, there we have it. BlueSound's Volt 2i. Their brand new Volt 2 terabyte with all of the streaming and digital things you would require, unboxed here at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.